Okay, people of Africa, welcome again to channel of Fact About Africa, where we uncover all the stories, all the news, all updates about Africa. So today, I'm welcoming you to listening to the speeches of fearless leader Julius Malema of South Africa, the leader of Economic Freedom Fighters, the political party of South Africa, how told the truth concerning with the African continent and African people in general. So listen to this speech, you will change your perception and it will spark your mindset on how you think concerning Africa.
Stay true to what you are saying. It doesn't matter how many people are criticizing you or not. We still have a lot of hope in him. We still think that a right thing can be done. We need to de-dollarize. He said he's going to de-dollarize. We need to do away with the dollar. He said he's going to do away with the visas. We have to do away with the visas because Africa must be one. I must wake up. It's a 4-hour flight from South Africa to here. I must wake up in South Africa and come and eat lunch here. And then in the afternoon, get into a plane, go back. So why should it be an issue? All of these visas, borders, must be done away. You know why they think we are xenophobic? We don't know each other. The more we do away with visas and borders and all of that, the more we are going to know each other and realize that we are actually one thing. There's nothing I'm seeing in this room which I've not seen in South Africa. There's nothing that suggests to me as I wake up, as I walk the streets of Nairobi, that suggests something different to me. It's my first time here, but it's as if I've been here many times. Why? Everything is familiar. These are my people. This is me. And to say you welcome me in Kenya is like welcoming me in Johannesburg. This is my home. Everywhere else in Africa, it's our home. You, the youth, must come and learn in South Africa. South Africans must come and learn here in our universities, cultural exchanges, and we must start to listen to the same music, watch the same movies, to do away with this Western imperialism that manifests itself through songs and television and movies and all of that. Nigerians have got it. They are on the right track. They need our support. How do we support them? We must join them in producing our own movies, our own music, and do away with Beyonce. I saw honorable member, senator saying she saw Beyonce in Dubai and did not even get starstruck. It's supposed to be like that. She's a human being. So we sing one of our own. But you do that once you start having a self-respect, to know that we all are. We can do what they are doing. And we can even do it much more better than them because we are gifted nation. Remember, we're surviving under difficult conditions of colonialism and imperialism. Imagine as we survive under such conditions, imagine if there were no such conditions. Would have been something else in this world. The world will be coming to nil here because of who we are. So many resources. 90% of the platinum of the world is found in Africa. You can look at what they do in Niger. They take over through a revolutionary coup, remove the French puppets, remove the French, and then increase the price of uranium by huge percentages because France was stealing it and buying it with low amounts of money. Then the boys come and say, no ways, you're going to pay market price. As a result, in less than a year, because of political decisiveness, that's what politics can do. In less than a year, Niger is now one of the biggest, the fastest growing economy in Africa because of Revolutionary Act. A pan-Africanist, when he sees children being murdered, a pan-Africanist, when he sees occupiers killing the rightful owners of the land, can never sympathize with such people. The elders have got a potential of destroying the future of young people. That's why they say they've got Africa 2060 vision. But they won't be there in 2060, so I don't know what they are talking about. So if you are to be the youth, and the youth that must be taken serious, you must from time to time call your elders to order. That's how Africa is going to realize its potential. These elders have destroyed our continent through dictatorship, through family arrangements, and the youth kept quiet. South Africa was liberated by the youth. When we have time, we'll share that story. The youth did that. In 1985 and 1986, South Africa had a permanent protest every day, to a point where martial law was declared, state of emergency, twice in 1 year. Because they declared the first one, the youth were saying, we don't care, do what you want to do. They had to declare another one because they thought the youth didn't hear. But they heard and they were defiant. And that's what brought 1994, because of the youth of the 80s. So the youth of Kenya can make Kenya politics to be what you want them to be.
Okay, welcome again. So, as you hear, and in the past speech, so now I'm prepare another speech of African influencer who from South Africa, also Joshua Maponga, who also influence and change the perception of all Africans, youth Africans, and he is a good influencer. I wish you can get something better, something greater from Joshua Maponga, and he will influence, I'm sure. So join with us, just listen it.
South African Country Trust, a Zimbabwean Country Trust, Malawian Country Trust, where the resources of the country can be taxed directly into this country trust at the end of every year or quarter. Let every citizen receive the benefits of being a citizen in those countries. Later on, we can look at how to put all these trusts together and come up with our African bond as of an African trust, where we can benefit from the resources that we are having as a country. So this whole issue of foreign investments is a lie. We need African investments. Are we not ashamed? South Africa, Zambia, Zimbabwe, Mozambique, Swaziland, Botswana, Lesotho, buying oil from Dubai, from Iraq, thousands of kilometers away from here. When Angola is here, 2,000 kilometers from your house, right here. It must be a shame that our governments, they shake hands and take pictures at United Nations, but immediately they turn their backs away from each other. They hate each other because of the quality of information the colonialists have told them. You president, don't trust this one. You president, don't trust this one. Hey, Thabo Mbeki, watch over Mugabe. Hey, Mandela, watch over this. You Kaunda, watch over Samora Machel, watch over this one. And these presidents are just walking up there, greeting each other like they like each other, when in actual fact they are being put in there as stooges of watching and observing each other. In some certain countries, even setting up military bases in surrounding countries so that they can manage the other countries that seem to be getting independent. We can see the agenda. We can see the agenda. And after that, you put visa requirements that we can come to your country. It's understood. We understand who is running the agenda. So yes, mining directly was involved in the migration patterns of the Southern Africa. And that mining outfit, to date, it is one of the biggest leakages and theft of Zimbabwean money into South African banks. I have it on record, 30% of some of the mining deposits that are on the South African Stock Exchange is actually minerals that are being smuggled, taken, shipped whatever way out of Zimbabwe into the South African market. And they're being declared on the Johannesburg Stock Exchange. South Africa is one of the highest producers. For crying out loud, South Africa, you can't even dig gold now. The gold in South Africa is now 15 kilometers. I was there, 15 kilometers under the ground, becoming impractical to mine it. In Zimbabwe, we're just starting on open cast. Where Johannesburg was in the early 1900s on the gold rush, where Kimberley was in the 1800s on the diamond rush, that's where Zimbabwe is right now. If the trajectory goes the way it is going, by the time we are 500 meters to 1 kilometer down, digging our minerals, we would have been able also to build our own cities, just like Sandton and Johannesburg. But progress must be given its own way, its own processes, not running on propaganda. So until we change our investment strategies as countries, right now there's load shedding. Yeah, load shedding. But did you know that Cabora Bassa Dam, if the surrounding countries, Malawi, Zambia, Mozambique, Botswana, Lesotho, Swaziland, can put their money in Cabora Bassa Dam this quarter, we have enough electricity for the entire region. Congo River has enough water to generate power throughout northwest central Africa.
Okay, I think that, and I hope you get something, you hear good things from those who are speechy, who are influencer. I think they influence us to change our perceptions. So, but the last is our mother, Dr. ARIKANA Chiomboli Kwao, who from the United States of America, who show the love of the motherland, who show love with the continent live without fear anyone. And she come in front of media and everywhere, her position on how he thinking and want African to go, African people to do. So if you listen, you get something. So just listen her. A very good speech which change your narratives and everything. So just listen on it. Thank you.
The colonizers are still in Africa. They haven't left. So for over 60 years, we got our independence, different countries. Our only option were the former colonizers, were the West. So it was refreshing to see China coming in and giving us an option. It's actually refreshing to see other countries coming in and giving us an option. So we don't have to be stuck with the former colonizers as the only option. So yes, China was welcome. The only problem is the manner in which China came by insisting on bringing their own employees. But even then, I will say I can let it go because we need to own that responsibility. We should have negotiated better. We should have told China, if you bring in 50 people, then the other 50, if job needs 100 people, 50 should be yours, the other 50 are local, and you gotta train the local people. We failed to do better negotiations. But I can tell you, since the last meeting the heads of states had with the president of China in 2018, a lot of that has changed. A lot of bad contracts that China had been involved with various countries have been cancelled. So the heads of state are realizing that, and they are addressing that issue. So I think as far as trading with China, that situation is being addressed and things are getting better. The problem is now with the individual citizens. They're the ones who are just downright racist. Even on the continent, they are abusing the Africans on our own continent. And then, of course, what's happening or in China itself, they just have no respect for Black people. They are racist to the core, some of them. Not all of them, don't get me wrong. Many of them are good people, but we have a significant percentage that are just racist. So if they don't like Africans, then maybe they just need to get out of Africa as well. It's really that simple. I know I heard of Bobby Wine planning on airlifting Africans out of China. Well, my position is if African leaders have to airlift their people out of China, then President Xi Jinping needs to start looking at airlifting his own people out of Africa. But what I do know is we're not taking any abuse anymore from anybody, period.
Okay. Thank you for joining us. As I told you before, as the fact about Africa is where we uncover the deep stories, deep speech, deep everything, deep news from African continent, and those are not presented anywhere. You can see anywhere. So don't forget to hit the subscribe button in order to join our journey together and to see everything which you can see anywhere rather than Fact About Africa channel. Thank you.